Good morning, everyone. It's the world's first and only dark-skinned activist, Rashida Strober, the creator, the inventor, the designer, the architect of the first platform in history to advocate against darkism and colorism. Started this movement back in 1998. For more information, go to darkskinnedactivist.com. I'm up early this morning. I know this is an early one for y'all. I know, but I just woke up not too long ago. And of course, y'all know how you check your phone. That's sometimes one of the first things that some of us do. And I ran into this story on Yahoo. And I decided that I want to make a video about it because this is another sad case. For me, it's darkism, it's racism, and it shouldn't have happened. And it has similarities to Ahmaud Arbery's case because we're just now knowing about this. This apparently happened back in March, and we just now knowing about this. I saw this story on yahoo.com. Ahmaud Arbery, he was killed back in February, I believe February 23rd. This young lady was killed. Breonna Taylor was murdered back in March. And we're just now knowing about it. Y'all got to start thinking about this now. Why are we just now finding out about these things, these murders, months later? That's another very disturbing thing. So, like I said this morning, I just woke up not too long ago, and I ran across this article here on Yahoo News. And I'm going to go ahead and read the article here written by Marquise Francis, national reporter and producer. And this article was written May 13th, 2020. I can't believe that this stuff is we just now finding out about this. Like, it's so shocking. The article is entitled Sleeping While Black Family Seeks Justice for Breonna Taylor, Killed in Her Bedroom by Police. This is just insane, y'all. I want to say, before I even go into reading this article, I want to say justice for Breonna Taylor. And I feel terrible that this keeps happening to innocent Black people. Like, these people, like, this is very senseless. And this young lady was only 26 years old. And she cannot live out her life anymore. She cannot do the things that a normal young woman would do because her life was taken senselessly by the police. Let's read this article here. Breonna Taylor, a 26-year-old EMT worker in Louisville, Kentucky, was shot in her bed after midnight on March 13th by 3 police officers serving a no-knock warrant, becoming another statistic in the long list of African Americans killed at the hands of police. What makes the case unusual is that Taylor was a woman. And of course, she was asleep. The incident is still being investigated, and Taylor's family is suing Louisville Metro Police Department officers Miles Cosgrove and Brett Hankinson and Sergeant Jonathan Mattingly, alleging wrongful death, excessive force, and gross negligence. According to the suit, the police fired more than 20 rounds in the apartment. Taylor was hit 8 times and pronounced dead at the scene. Now, y'all, I'm reading this article for the second time, and it's early in the morning, and I'm like just in fucking shock and disbelief because this doesn't make sense. This is senseless. Anybody that can't understand and see that this is senseless, there is something wrong with you. And those officers They should be arrested. Just like when Ahmaud Arbery, they shot him down. They weren't officers, but I believe the dad was a former officer, and they were finally arrested. The same thing. I know they suing the police department, but those officers should be arrested. They should be arrested straight up. You shot this young lady while she in her bed sleeping. This is just outrageous to me. Let me keep reading this. The officers were looking for a drug suspect. I always want to try to blame the victim here, but I'm going to get through this. The officers were looking for a drug suspect who lived 10 miles away and was already in police custody. Wait a minute. You're looking for a drug suspect that lives 10 miles away, number one. And number two, already in police custody. I repeat, already in police custody. So you shot and killed this young lady when you already had the suspect that you were looking for in police custody. Let that sink in. We're going to let that sink in. Police said the suspect had used the address where Taylor lived with her boyfriend, Kenneth Walker, to receive packages in the mail. No drugs were found in the apartment, and neither Taylor nor Walker has an arrest record. So we're going to squash that. We're going to kill that. Okay? Don't try to dirty this victim's name. She was murdered while she was sleeping. That's the bottom line. Let's keep reading. The warrant contained a no-knock provision, which allows police to enter a home without identifying themselves. Officers said they knocked on the door several times and announced their presence as police who were there with a search warrant. But when no one came to the door, the police forced their way in and were immediately met by gunfire, Lieutenant Edom said at a March 13th press conference. One officer was shot and wounded in the leg. The shot was fired by Walker, who, according to his lawyer, was licensed to have a firearm and fired in self-defense. So, I mean, saying that the police was met with gunfire is stupid. I know that they're trying to say, oh, we knocked, we got a no knock, nobody came to the door. But y'all coming into these people's homes. No drug was found there. The suspect is in jail. The person lives 10 miles away. Again, this makes no sense. Now this man done lost his girlfriend over y'all's gross negligence. This is outrageous, y'all. Let me keep reading this. It's just very sad to me. Walker shot the police or fired at the police in self-defense, believing the intruders were burglars. Walker has been charged with first-degree assault and attempted murder of a police officer. Pause. This is Darkism. A murder took place because Breonna is now dead, and now this man Walker is the victim of this form of Darkism that continues to happen to Black people all across America. The department has declined to answer questions on the case, citing an ongoing investigation. No body camera footage is available from the incident, since officers in the Criminal Interdiction Division who conducted the search warrant do not wear cameras. LMPD Chief Steve Conrad said, none of the officers involved have been charged in connection with the shooting. Look at this. Let's make sure we're understanding here. This is Darkism. None of the officers have been charged in connection with the shooting. I'm going to call it a murder. I'm not going to call it a shooting. I'm going to call it what I want to call it. Y'all call it what y'all want to call it. I'm calling it what I want to call it. None of the officers have been charged. This woman is a woman that committed no crimes, asleep in her bed, and none of the officers have been charged with the murder. If that's not darkism, folks, I don't know what is. This is a severe act of darkism. Let's keep reading here. This is so sad. Breonna, rest in peace. Justice for Breonna. Let me keep reading. Taylor's mother, Tamika Palmer, filed the lawsuit in April in Jefferson Circuit Court. Breonna had posed no threat to the officers and did nothing to deserve to die at their hands, the lawsuit reads. Shots were blindly fired by the officers all throughout Breonna's home. These people they didn't give a damn. When you black, they don't care. When you dark skinned, they don't care. They didn't give a damn. They didn't give a damn about her being a female or in the bed. I don't know how these people could sleep at night knowing you done murdered somebody and took away their life and nothing is happening. I don't understand how you can sleep at night. I wouldn't feel like a good person. Let me just say that. I would not feel like a good human being knowing I had did this to somebody. It's just wrong. Look at this from a human level. I don't understand how these people could just go around killing people and then it's under the guise of their police work. This is another Amber Geiger situation. Another Botham Jean, Amber Geiger situation. Period. Same thing happened. You got a off-duty police officer that walked up into supposedly the wrong apartment and killed an innocent man. There's something fucking wrong with this, y'all. This is darkism, straight up and down. Some people gonna call it racism. I'm calling it darkism. Justice for Breonna Taylor. Period. Just like those two buffoons was arrested in Ahmaud Arbery's murder, these police officers need to be held accountable for this. I know she probably suing civilly, but these police officers need to be criminally charged. This is insane to me. It makes me angry. It makes me sad because this lady has done nothing. A person do a fucking crime, I'm all for it. If you do the crime and your ass done did something wrong, lock them up, let them serve. But she didn't do nothing. All she did was, like the article says, sleeping while black. I said sleeping while dark skinned. All she doing is sleeping in the bed in her home, and you come up in here and you start blindly shooting and kill this woman. Y'all, this is so sad to me. Another Ahmaud Arbery, the female version. This is so sad. I can't get over this. Like, y'all, I gotta, sometimes I just want to stop reading stuff, but I don't watch TV. Like, I don't have TV in the sense of watching TV. So I don't watch the news and stuff. So like I said, you just on your phone. And for a long time, I had a flip phone, y'all. I did not have a touchscreen phone with the internet and all that. And now I'm kind of like wishing that I could go back to that because, it's like an automatic thing now. In this day and age, you get up, you look at your phone. And that's what happened. And I ran across this and I'm like, this is just, I can't believe it. I cannot believe it, but it's real. Man, let me try to get through this. This is so damn sad. This lady is innocent, sleeping in her bed. And they're allowed to go get away with this and go live their life. Lord. Let me keep reading. So Taylor's mother, Tamika Palmer filed the lawsuit in April in Jefferson Circuit Court. Breonna had posed no threat to the officers and did nothing to deserve to die at their hands, the lawsuit reads. Shots were blindly fired by the officers all throughout Breonna's home. The incident gained little national attention for weeks as the country has been preoccupied with the coronavirus pandemic. Taylor's sister, Miss Palmer, has been on social media posting pictures of her with her sister with the hashtag Justice for Bree to call attention to the case. Well, I ran across this case on Yahoo. So shout out to Breonna's sister for taking to social media. And I don't want to mess up her name. That's why I called her Miss Palmer. But her name is spelled J-U apostrophe N-I-Y-A. Maybe it's pronounced Janiyah. I apologize if I mess up her name. But shout out to this young lady for pushing forward to get some national social media recognition for her daughter. And I'm so glad that Yahoo covered this, because this deserves to be covered. I'm angry about this. This makes me mad, because guess what, y'all? It could happen to any of us. They got this no knock warrant policy. That's what they was using. Let me keep reading here. I'm just getting awareness for my sister, for people to know who she is, what her name is. Palmer, 20, said to the Washington Post. She's only 20 years old. Shout out to you. I'm glad you kept working, because of your work, the news started covering it, and this is how I know about it. Thank you to Janiyah Palmer. Keep working, and I'm praying that God is going to bring justice for your sister, because this didn't have to happen. They could have took more care, but they don't give a damn. This shows me you don't even care. Let me keep reading. Palmer said she hopes to get the message out that Black women as well as men are victims of gun violence at the hands of police or self-appointed vigilantes. You are so right. It is literally just as equal. There's no difference. More national attention came this week when the family hired prominent civil rights attorney Benjamin Crump. Shout out to attorney Benjamin Crump, who is also representing the family of Ahmaud Arbery, who was killed in February by one of two white men who stopped him on the street, suspecting him of a neighborhood burglary. We stand with the family of this young woman in demanding answers from the Louisville Police Department, Crump said in a statement. Despite the tragic circumstances surrounding her death, the department has not provided any answers regarding the facts and circumstances of how this tragedy occurred, nor have they taken responsibility for her senseless killing. And that's what makes people mad. You got to take responsibility. You can't go around killing people randomly and thinking that people ain't, it was meant for this to get out. God meant for people to know about this. Let me keep reading. Crump also believes the fact that Taylor is a woman is another reason why the case hasn't received attention. And I believe, thank you, Crump, I'm going to add to that. I believe that it's because she's a dark-skinned woman, that she is right there, due to darkism, which so many Black dark-skinned women suffer from. That's another main underlying reason why her case hasn't gotten much attention. Let us be clear. Let's be clear. But we're going to talk about it this morning. I'm going to talk about it this morning on my platform. I know about it now, and I'm going to talk about it. Let's keep going. They're killing our sisters just like they're killing our brothers. But for whatever reason, we have not given our sisters the same attention that we have given to Trayvon Martin, Michael Brown, Stephen Clark, Terrence Crutcher, Alton Sterling, Philando Castile, Eric Garner, Laquan McDonald. Crump said, Breonna's name should be known by everybody in America who said those other names, because she was in her home doing absolutely nothing wrong. You know what? I could not agree with you more, Benjamin Crump. Justice for Breonna Taylor. And this is Breonna Taylor. And even when I Googled her, I only found limited images. That's darkism. My explanation for it is darkism. She is a dark-skinned woman, and America don't care about dark-skinned women. That's just what it is. I'm here to tell the truth. I'm only here to tell the unadulterated truth here. And that's one of the explanations for why Black women don't receive as much attention. And I know that with rest in peace to Sandra Bland, I know that it was a fight to get, Sandra Bland exposed on a more national level. And Sandra Bland, she made YouTube videos, so I know that helps. Let me go back to the article. Last fall, another Black woman, Atania Jefferson. I remember I had Atania. I had her as my profile picture on my social media for months, literally. Another innocent Black woman. Last fall, another Black woman, Tatiana Jefferson, sorry about mispronouncing her name, was fatally shot in Fort Worth, Texas by a police officer answering a non-emergency call about a door left open. Jefferson was babysitting her nephew at the time. The incident drew nationwide scrutiny and renewed demands for police accountability. In a rare outcome, the officer, Aaron Dean, was indicted for murder and is awaiting trial. Thank you. So let's do the same for our darker skinned sister. Let's do the same. Let's do the right thing for Breonna Taylor. Let's do the right thing. They need to be indicted too. They need, just like how they was indicted, and I'm so sorry that I'm mispronouncing their names. I don't mean to do that. Tatiana Jefferson, just like her case got nationwide scrutiny, and the officer that was indicted for murder, we need to have the same thing for Breonna Taylor. The same thing. Rest in peace to both of these Black women. Politicians and journalists, including Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, and Jamil Hill, have also taken up Taylor's cause on social media, calling for answers. Thank you. I'm so glad to hear this. Breonna Taylor's family deserves justice, Ocasio-Cortez tweeted Tuesday. It is so dehumanizing that Breonna's family and many others must launch public campaigns just to have victims' lives recognized and given the dignity of due process. I could not agree with you more. I could not agree with it. That is, man, that statement is absolutely true. Have any of the police been arrested or charged? Hill tweeted. I think you already know. Crumb says his information contradicts the claims by police that they knocked before breaking down the door to Taylor's home. There are witnesses who are her neighbors. Nobody heard the police announcing themselves, Crumb said Tuesday. This was a botched execution of a search warrant where they already had the person they were searching for in custody. Family members, activists, and supporters are demanding answers. Louisville Mayor Greg Fisher on Tuesday posted on his Facebook page that he has asked LMPD Chief Conrad for an investigation into the case. Taylor's aunt, Bianca Austin, said her niece had dreams of becoming a nurse and buying a home with Walker. Taylor was on the front lines as an essential worker. She was a EMT, y'all. Let's scroll back up. Make sure I get it right. She was an EMT. She was an EMT, an emergency medical technician. This is so sad. Taylor was on the front lines as an essential worker fighting COVID-19 before her death. And you kill a woman like this? Are you fucking serious? She had a lot of plans, Austin said. She said it was tragic that her niece died like that in the comfort of her home by people who she works alongside every single day. This is so sad to me. And I pray to God that justice is served for Breonna Taylor. And, obviously, rest in peace. And I'm just going to pray and ask God, because I believe in God and I believe that God will step in to situations. when wrong has been done to somebody, and God will come in and make it right. And I'm so thankful to God that we have the power of social media, that we can find out about victims, people who have been shot and killed and murdered wrongfully by the police. Now we got social media and it can be exposed. And I encourage you guys, those of you that have YouTube channels, I know some of y'all may not want to show your face. I get that. But we need to help Breonna Taylor get more exposure, adding to the efforts of her sister, Janiyah Palmer. I believe that's her last name. Her efforts and others to get this case the coverage that it deserves. So make a video about it. Y'all can post pictures of Breonna on y'all social media. Y'all can make videos. Y'all can post pictures on Instagram, Facebook, all that. Justice for Breonna Taylor. I want to thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you share this video. And y'all have a wonderful morning. I'm out. The world's first and only dark-skinned activist.